Okay, let's unpack this. You might be like me, thinking about sustainability in really big picture ways, renewable energy, EVs, that kind of thing. But what about the smaller everyday actions? Like, how does wanting to do your part for the planet translate to something as, well, specific as washing your car? Well, today we're taking a deep dive into a really intriguing shift happening in the automotive industry. We're looking specifically through the lens of a company called Luminous Premium Car Care. Our mission really is to dig into their materials and sort of unearth the key insights behind their commitment to eco-friendly solutions.
Yeah, it's genuinely fascinating, isn't it, to see how this broader global push for sustainability is actually reshaping even very specific, established industries like automotive detailing.
Wow.
And the materials we've looked at, they really highlight Luminous's dedication. It's pretty clear they're positioning themselves not just as, a quality choice, but one that aims to be uniquely competitive through this environmental focus.
Okay, so before we jump fully into the eco side of things, let's just get a handle on who Luminous actually is. They've been around since 2014, right?
That's right, 2014.
And from what we've gathered, they've really built a solid reputation. They're presented as a leading American brand.
Exactly. And if you connect this to the broader industry picture, you see a brand that has, well, already firmly established itself in a traditional market. Since 2014, they've offered a pretty comprehensive range. We're talking premium waxes, cleaning chemicals, paint protection films, window films, detailing accessories, the whole lot.
Mm.
They clearly specialize in high-quality items, designed to preserve and enhance how a vehicle looks, mostly for automotive professionals. And this existing foundation, it gives real weight to their recent emphasis on sustainability.
Okay, now this is where I think the deeper implications start to surface. We found that on World Environment Day, Luminous strongly reaffirmed their commitment to environmental responsibility. They specifically spotlighted their eco-friendly car care product line. And W. Mari, who's their sales director, made a pretty striking claim. They said, eco-safe detailing is no longer a choice. It's the new standard customers have come to expect.
Wow.
From car care product brands. That's quite a declaration for an established industry, don't you think?
It really is. It's a bold statement, and it immediately raises that important question, both for, you, the consumer, and for the professionals using these products. What does that new standard actually mean in practice?
Yeah, what does it translate to?
Well, the materials suggest this shift is largely driven by that increasing global concern over climate change and environmental degradation. Luminous positions itself as basically enabling its partners to provide high-performance detailing services without compromising planetary health.
So, okay, what does this actually mean for you then, whether you're, getting your car detailed or maybe you're a professional working in the field? It sounds like there are concrete, tangible benefits here, going well beyond just the feel-good aspect of being green.
Definitely.
We're talking about a direct impact on reducing the release of harmful pollutants, promoting healthier, maybe even chemical-free alternatives.
Precisely. And this aligns directly with that urgent call we're hearing everywhere for more sustainable business practices across all sectors, really.
Right.
And this is where their commitment really translates into practice, into the actual products. They're not just, talking about sustainability, they're baking it into their product chemistry. Every product, we learned, is developed with both effectiveness and environmental responsibility in mind.
Okay.
And they specifically mention using non-toxic biodegradable formulations. And just to unpack that briefly, traditional car care stuff often has harsh chemicals, right? Phosphates, VOCs.
Yeah, things you don't want going down the drain.
Exactly. Things that can stick around in water systems or contribute to air pollution. Biodegradable formulations, though, they're designed to break down much faster into harmless natural components, so significantly reducing their environmental footprint.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that quote from W. Mari, again, it really captures their ambition here. We're not just creating products, we're anticipating and reshaping the future of car care. By using non-toxic biodegradable formulations, we're supporting our partners and building trust with environmentally conscious consumers. It's a win for business, a win for the customer, and a win for the environment.
Win-win-win.
Pretty much. It's a compelling vision, isn't it? Offering a pathway to meet these urgent environmental demands while also catering to how consumer preferences are clearly evolving.
Yeah, it really sounds like this isn't just about selling bottles of wax or cleaner. It's about a much broader vision for the entire industry. The materials we saw highlight how Luminous aims to help new partners future-proof their services through this eco-conscious innovation
Mm-hmm. Future-proof. That's a good way to put it.
and contributing to global efforts to cut pollution, fight climate change.
Yeah.
And by embracing these new formulations, their partners can build significant trust with those, environmental conscious consumers.
Right. Building that trust is key.
They even offer something called the Luminous Car Care Academy for auto detailing professionals, providing like the latest industry news and expert tips.
Yeah, I saw that. It's about support.
And here's a really practical detail. They offer free samples of their products for potential customers before they make a commitment. That seems like a very supportive and, well, forward-thinking strategy for getting people on board, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It really underscores a broader commitment, not just to outstanding product quality, which they seem to have established, but also to significant customer support. Like you said, they're not merely selling a product, they're presenting a pathway, really, to future relevance in what's clearly a rapidly changing market. It's about empowering professionals to, proactively meet these evolving demands and potentially lead in their field.
So yeah, they're clearly making efforts to expand their reach and empower professionals to make this eco-friendly shift. We also noted an invitation, join the Luminous Network, outlining partnership programs for installers and dealers.
Mm-hmm. Growing the network.
And for anyone listening with a maybe more global perspective, their main distributor in the MENA region, that's the Middle East and North Africa, is a company called Al-Rabia Auto Accessories.
Right. So if we kind of summarize our deep dive here, it seems clear Luminous Premium Car Care is really positioning itself at the forefront of a pretty significant movement in the automotive detailing world. They're actively working to transition eco-friendly car care from what might have been a niche concept into what they, well, anticipate becoming the new standard.
Yeah, that new standard idea again.
Exactly. And this shift, as we've kind of explored, promises multiple benefits. Healthier choices for the environment, greener options for consumers, and a future-proofed business model for the pros.
This whole deep dive really illustrates how these broad global environmental concerns are filtering down into practically every industry, doesn't it? Even ones you might not immediately think of.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's creating not just challenges, which are obviously there, but also these incredible opportunities for innovation and more conscious consumption, really, across the board.
That's a really powerful thought to perhaps leave you, the listener, with. Considering everything we've explored today about car care, what other industries, maybe surprising ones, do you think might be on the cusp of a similar eco-friendly transformation?
That's a good question.
And maybe more importantly, what kind of impact could that have, on your daily choices and maybe even the broader economy? Something to think about.